right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for Silence versus Bombom. Silence will be killing first. And folks, this is going to be another one. If you remember the last game, you remember Billy versus, what was it? Billy versus Dredge. Now it's Blight versus Dredge on Midwich.
Damn. So the S tiers versus the indoor specialists. Actually, this is the third time. We also had Wraith versus Spirit. I mean, it wasn't Midwich, but quite the theme going on. Blight is going to be very interesting. Really strong map for him, though, and I would expect him to do great.
Absolutely. We see Ruin already. Ooh, getting a tag onto. That's an early tag, too. There's no window here. This might be a very early down.
Yeah.
Dropping the pallet, gonna go for the break. No brutal strength coming in.
Interesting. Interesting decision not to play around that pallet. I would have preferred if Blight tried to play around it, but I guess this works. We're gonna play around this one.
Ooh, great
coming
live.
in though.
It's not gonna be enough though as they do go down. That'll be first hook coming in very shortly. Again, no pain. Res is gonna be a lot on this killer because it's a little bit too strong. But two separate. Nope, never mind. Not separate gens. It is the same gen at 60%. Laurie already setting up to get the unhook. And you mentioned before, we technically had 3. This is the third one where it's an S tier versus an indoor specialist. However, we're 1-1 technically on that scale. Billy beat out Dredge, but Wraith beat out Spirit. So I guess this is a tie breaks Blight versus Dredge? Not sure, but unhook coming in. Blight really, really far away, and we'll be probably following this up with a quick tunnel. Nope, they do get the unhook and the heal. Laurie even taking a body block to ensure that safety. And
oh wow, switching targets now. Interesting.
Oh, they didn't get the prompt for the rush.
You can't. Yeah, interesting.
Wasted
they were too close to the wall.
Yeah, it looks like it. Wasting a little bit more time. However, that makes me think that Laurie probably has the deliverance here.
Yeah. This is actually a great start for the survivors.
Absolutely. We see first coming in for Laurie momentarily. Dwight getting set up on a gen about 20%. 2 other gens being worked on. So they are splitting gens now. Now that Corrupt has expired. But again, Ruin still up. Hasn't been touched at all. Actually, we see a couple different totems coming on here. I haven't seen Retribution get any significant value, though. So that'll be interesting to see. There's the deli coming in. Wait, was that deli or is that second wind? I actually have no idea. Ooh, Tap taking it. Sorry, Adam taking the tag across the pallet. Blight dropping down. Oh, great prediction! Bounce landing, not getting any value. Oh, interesting, but yeah, it does look like it was deliverance. Okay, that's actually a really interesting note. So they did deliverance. Interesting. Who are they finding now? Looks like it's gonna be Dwight. I think they're pushing off the gen. Again, Ruin doing so much work here.
Yeah.
I think I just prefer Ruin in every situation on Midwich. If you don't take Ruin, I think I agree. Even though the totem positions are kind of static, I think I just prefer it at this point.
Yeah, because like if the killer has any mobility, then it's just insane. Because you can interrupt unhook so fast, and it's like, yeah, it just works out really well.
Absolutely.
It's so hard to rush on Midwich now without the hack tech, though.
It really is. It's actually pretty devastating. They do find Dwight taking a tag over the top. Not going to go for a hook trade. And Blight will follow up. Do they get the tag? Go in the corner. Oh, crouch tech coming in. So we're going to see it now. This is why I had to ask if it was deliverance or not. Hens, when did deliverance give you a Devour Hope stack? Deliverance used to deny the stack, but we see 3 stacks on Devour Hope now.
Wait, does it? That is new.
Yeah, that's new. I've never noticed that before. That is definitely new. I remember, like, I take Devour Hope and I'm like, of course they have deliverance. I lose my stack. But she had deliverance, but it still gave the killer a stack.
Oh, wow. That must have changed really recently. I'm not aware of that.
Yeah, it really must have.
Find.
Retribution too.
Oh, I would have loved to see us luckier, to be honest, but well, Adam's position is compromised. I don't know if he knows. He might not know. This is perfect. This is such a snowball moment now.
Oh man, Fang's gonna get caught out here too.
Yeah.
And yeah, Retribution still up. So they actually did cleanse Devour Hope. Unfortunate for the killer, as that would have been pretty insane to just have Retribution show where everybody is and then also be able to follow with Devour Hope, but regardless.
I feel like they could have. I feel like there was so much more potential to get a snowball of that. Like rush on the inner guy, then go for the Fang, and then force the other one. But that was like very safely played, going for number 1 and now going back to Hook. That might end up costing them, but at the end of the day, everyone is injured, and Ruin is still regressing the gens. So yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Is like they have to technically reset here, but not going for the reset. Instead, finding Fang, gonna leave them select on the ground. Probably gonna go back to the unhook momentarily.
Yeah.
Yeah, Adam will be able to get the unhook, but Blight's gonna be rushing this way.
Not going for the turnout. Probably doesn't realize which one he's following.
That's a good point. And it looks like they might be going back to their slug at this point. Blight's on a gen.
They're gonna look for Lori, probably, right? They probably want to find the Lori, and they managed to do so.
Oh
and
man! Wrong locker, buddy.
What? No way! Lock attack! Oh my god! The juke montage.
Oh no! I've never seen this happen. This is amazing. But they waste plenty of time. They get the pickup. That means Dwight gets to finish the generator potentially. Lori actually doing a really good job there, even though they are coming in for Death Hook. Yeah, the gen finishes, and they get the pickup. They might even get the reset on Fang. That's actually potentially huge for the killer. Oh, but Dwight going down. Going for the pickup, and I will say it does look like they're going to be getting more points than against the Billy. So, I mean, I guess that surprises nobody, because at this point, Blight... okay, am I crazy? Billy's better than Blight now, right?
I think so, yeah. It's a pretty easily, yeah.
Yeah, when the Hug Tech was here, you could argue it maybe, but yeah, now that there's no Hug Tech, yeah, there's just...
Yeah, speed add-ons also being nerfed. There's so much...
True.
Oh, great use of the mobility. You can still argue that Blight has the better mobility, especially on those maps. But yeah, the lethality of Billy is so hard to beat, especially with Overdrive.
Absolutely. About to say, yeah, taking away the overheat and turning it into overdrive is it's a huge quality of life. It's like Adam was found going back upstairs, but they do see which survivor is this. I think this is the healthy survivor, so probably Fang. Yeah, this is what I was expecting. Like, this is the kind of like collision that just really messes with killers. So using all their rushes is going to leave the situation entirely. Jen's still regressing. It looks like Adam is still in the vicinity. I don't think they actually walked upstairs. I think they stuck at that pallet. Blight doesn't seem to believe so, though. They're going to be checking around upstairs.
Yeah.
Reset coming in on Dwight. I'm just not realizing this killer has no way to tell where these survivors are. They could technically play this very obnoxiously stealthy if they choose to. They do see Adam once again in the corner. These survivors at some point do need to get rid of Ruin, though.
Yeah, they're probably looking for it. Using the new way to get up on the map, though. Interesting.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what that changes about a lot of stuff. And again, Midwich definitely feels like a very different map with all the changes coming in.
Oh, he just left the room.
Great job. And I think, once again, they cleanse Retribution, so it's, once again, Retribution popping off and Ruin is still active. But now they see everyone. They get a good sign of where everybody is. Oh, Fang, you do not know.
Wait, do they not know about... No, Retribution definitely shows if you cleanse it. Interesting.
Yeah, I was
saying they not should. Being aware.
Yeah, probably missing a call out, and that's going to cost them a hook stage here as Fang does go down. Ruin, the only perk left in the Blight's arsenal, however, at this moment. And I believe this is first hook for Fangman. Ruin's still regressing these gens. What's killing me is Ruin is right next to that generator, and they have not tracked it. Looks like we do have a little bit of the killer spectator bug. Nope. It has gone away. Alright, I think they're on the path of the Dwight. And actually see him as well around the corner, hitting the hit through the pallets. Blight gonna get them to distance. They have to recharge 4 charges to get up. And God Pallet, I believe, is gone down here. No, this one's still available. Okay. At this point, is it safe to assume that, like, this is looking like 4K2?
Oh, that's a crazy hit.
That was a
probably
beautiful...
yes. Ruin is still active. There's no way. Like the pallets are not going to respawn, and yeah.
Can you imagine if the hooks respawning after a minute? They brought pallets back after like 5 minutes.
No, that's such a terrible idea. I mean,
I agree. I would not like it, but I mean,
who knows?
Let's face it. Behavior, to their credit, has put out some really wonky ideas. Some of which are... Wait, they finished a gen?
Wait, really? That must be a double, right?
That had to have been a double gen.
It's kind of interesting that Blight did not decide to check on this one specifically. They went up, right? Through the hole in the wall?
Yeah,
probably?
I think one of them went upstairs. I think one of them went downstairs.
Oh.
Listen, they did find Adam, and they will take a tag around the corner. So yeah, they did split up. But honestly, getting an extra gen like that done is going to be massive. Ooh, good use of balance there, but... Oh, they're gonna get caught out. I don't think they realized that they had balance. They might have been trying to wait out a dead hard. And yeah, we saw Feng in this corner. Blight is heading over here. I wonder if they might have saw the tip of the survivor peek out from the hallway. They went past her. I think they might have actually missed her altogether. So here's the crazy thing. I think when played properly, Dredge can absolutely 4K one on this map, right? Like, we've seen it before.
True, absolutely, yeah. Even something like 4K2 would probably not be very well. So that's definitely beatable. I think like a 4K is almost expected. Especially, I have not seen much of the new Dredge, but I would expect him, now that he's even stronger, I would expect him to almost always 4K.
But I say I've seen New Dredge at least a couple of games now, and New Dredge feels sweet. Honestly, props to behavior on some of these quality of life changes, like the Doctor changes, the Nemesis changes feel amazing. Dredge changes feel good. They've changed some of these killers in just minute enough ways. The quality of life just feels so amazing. Like, honestly, mad props to them for that.
Yeah.
And mad props to Fang Min for ghosting this killer. I think not going for the pick once again. I guess I don't know if they're gonna find her at this point. Like, you just, if they're healthy, it's a miracle to find them on this map, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty much impossible. There's so many corners to hide in, and you can't look anywhere, and they can go into a spot where you're already locked.
True. I will say, I do approve of checking these lockers pretty aggressively. I think that is definitely the way to go. But, like, let's face it, how many lockers are on this map? Like, upwards of 60, probably? Like, I don't see you finding the one in the 60 needle in the haystack. Trying to listen, see if they hear any breathing whatsoever. They find Adam once again. They do eventually have to get this pickup. They can't afford to... Well, actually, can they afford to let him bleed out? Has Adam been hooked?
Ooh, that's a good question.
I was gonna say, Adam has been hooked at least once. I'm curious if they've been hooked twice. I say they've got just a couple seconds left on the timer, so they will go for the pickup. Yeah, no, they could. Yeah, I say if they bled out, that they would be listing at points. They do have to go for the pick. And now crunch time for Blight to find this Fang.
Yeah.
Checking basement, I approve. I guess alternatively, if you go for this pick... No, they don't. They want to take their gamble on this. And again, gamble for Hatch is really strong here.
I think Fang has not been hooked at all, right?
She's been hooked once.
Once, okay.
I want to say she's been hooked once.
Still quite a bit on the line. I think the Blight would gain a lot from finding this hatch and make the win con so much easier.
Yeah, they do.
been found, and that's game over.
Yeah. Fang tried, but scratch marks will be disappearing. But there's no way you get out of the exit gate against this killer. You can literally just rush between the two gates. Okay, I guess the question is, do you try and go for a Galaxy Brain play? Do you get the exit gate at like one red dot and then leave it, walk all the way to the other side, and try and get that exit gate?
I mean, it's like the good old tactic would probably the best guess, but I think it's so hard to win this. You would probably put some insane shenanigans on and probably do what you said, yeah, like get one light going and then go to the other gate.
I say, but the chance to do that is dwindling. You would have had to have done that by now.
Nah, it's over. It's over.
It is over, I think. And 4K1 for the Blight. Again, props to the survivors getting that fourth generator. I didn't think it was going to happen, but doubling up proved to be worth it. And honestly, like you said, 4K1, 4K2 is definitely in the realm of what Dredge can do. And that might end up being what happens is that gen being done might give the Dredge enough edge to tie, maybe even potentially win against Blight. Wait. No scratch marks. They're
Do
still gonna make
they?
it back.
Nah, they're trying. It's way too late.
Yeah, but
They
say
should
that.
have. The thing should have YOLO'd it and just tried it very early on. Sadly, YOLO was not YOLO enough.
Yeah, but say you needed at least another minute to do that, to walk across the map. And even then, technically, once the Blight doesn't see you there, they could try and do a quick rush to either of the hallways to see you. So, valiant effort, too little too late, and that will be 4K1 for Blight at the last second. And we'll be going into trial number 2 very shortly. 24-8 in favor of Silence, but again, all right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. Sorry for the delay. We were having some lobby issues. Survivors were getting kicked out in mass, but we are back loading in for trial number 2. It's going to be the Dredge side of the matchup. Not sure what happened there. Don't know if they missed their teleport or... Might have been an accident. But
Walking it down, breaking open the map.
Here, the generator being worked on. They do find a survivor over in this area. Interesting, though. Once again, no Crep. We do see Ruin. Also, Jolt. Again with the Jolt. Well, no Ruin. I guess they're going to need Jolt now. No early hit either. Not the greatest start for the Dredge. They didn't get anything with their power. They lost their totem. And nobody's taken a tag yet. Okay, they do find a survivor. Ace will take a tag. Sloppy Butcher coming in. I say they kind of need it down right now. Oh,
yep.
Lucky break.
Oh.
Didn't get
But
the
he's stuck on that pallet. Wait, not using the power instantly. Oh, the Ace outplayed it actually.
Oh my goodness. I thought they were gonna like leave and not do the teleport, but they teleported in. Ace actually able to get away. Hit 10 coming in from Hanato. First gen going down as well. This is a good start for the survivors.
Yeah, that's a very good start. That's a God Pallet too. That is going down here.
It's like Hanato is going to be staying inside. Curious they didn't want to give up Ace and they're giving Hanato instead. This, I don't think, is a complete power usage, but oh, but they get the hit over the pallet anyway, so first down coming in. First hook coming in shortly. Second gen on its way, though. I don't know if it's going to be able to be prevented. And reset coming in as well from Claudette. I guess
that's another gen.
But
it's gonna, okay. This is the kind of scenario where it's really hard for the Dredge. Oh, the pain res though.
Huge pain res coming in. But yeah, and now the thing, they get their power. So the question is, can they get their power to snowball?
They don't know where the gen is. No interruption on that gen?
Doesn't look like it. But there's so many survivors in this vicinity, I guess even if you lose that second gen, you've got a bunch of survivors on the hook just because they're all gonna be injured here in a second potentially.
Yeah.
Ooh, great mind game coming in from Claudette, but I think they're gonna take a tag regardless. Second gen down, there's another tag. Dredge is not in the worst spot. Oh, going upstairs, cutting them off though. That was a phenomenal job. Reset's coming in as we speak though. They finished it just in time before Sloppy would have regressed it, but A's still injured.
True. That's a very good find for the Dredge. He kind of needs to get some injuries fast here, otherwise he's going to be in trouble. Good stun.
Absolutely.
Actually not going for the already hooked Renato. Interesting decision.
I think they just want some pain res to get these gens a little bit more under control. Forcing the vault and going down.
Oh, that is so weird. He's actually offering himself. I think that's a mistake. He should have been as far away as possible. Because if he can force the 3-1 in a reasonable time frame, I think that's the win condition for the Dredge. And going for... No, he's not.
Oh, wow. I guess he sees them resetting and he's like, I got a little bit of time potentially. Yeah, I must say that you leave this person select on the ground, you go for the dead survivor, but
honestly, I think if you leave 4 survivors alive in this set, I think there's no way you win. You're gonna get overwhelmed with pressure.
Absolutely, I completely agree.
Let's see, maybe he can make it work. Maybe he knows more than me. Maybe new Dredge is just that strong.
Let's say, especially with Ruin being gone already, there's absolutely no way you hold the 4v1. And oh, Claudette being very patient on this pallet too.
Yeah, there's also...
Huh? Are they going back to the hook? Oh, they're all 3 here. Oh, it was already locked. That's huge for the survivors. But Hanadu still hasn't been healed. Pallet's still up, though. They're actually going to go for the ace. Are they trying to get a snowball going with just having everybody injured? Is that what they're... Okay, seriously, what is the thought process here?
I am not sure. I don't think... I mean... There's one thing... Okay. Like, there's a lack of a certain park, I think, that also makes it very hard for him to keep this game going long term. Ooh.
Yeah, that's also a fair point, yeah. Oh, getting the vault, though. They do eventually win the mind games, and Sekido coming in on ace. Generate about 70%. Another separate gen about 70% as well, so they're actually firing around 2 separate gens right now. And that's not a pain res.
Wow, that's... Are they splitting 3 gens or 2?
No,
I think
it's
that's
2 separate gens.
splitting. Oh, okay.
Yeah, one of them was red, so there was 2 survivors on it, and they do interrupt a gen.
Okay.
One gen does finish though. Claudette getting in chase now. Oh, they missed that.
Stronghold.
Honestly, I would feel robbed. Dry kicking the gen. Power has ended. Man, that teleport speed to lockers feels so much better.
Yeah.
I don't think you can really afford to try and camp this to death at this point.
No, absolutely not. I mean... Yeah, there's going to be trade going, and the others are going to be doing gens.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Unhook coming in. Claudette's still working on that gen, so the killer can't leave it for too long. Another power coming in. This time they do get the body block and the hit, but that pallet's still there. They have to get rid of it or teleport. No, that power's on cooldown still.
Okay, I'm going to go out of my way. I don't think this is a Dredge specialist. I'm going to say it. I think he's probably not that... Like, it's a very weird set where you have to do... Like, it's a little bit weird, but like, I think if you actually, okay, they still get on the ace in a reasonable time frame.
True.
But I was about to say, if they're not getting 1 survivor out before like a massive gen pros comes in, that's gonna be so hard. But
and
okay.
They went down on top of the gen that was being worked on, so that means that Surge is gonna hit that gen.
Yeah. Strong.
And they push Renato. Both these survivors are injured.
What? Okay, I take it all back. He's the god.
And they drop down. That's another Surge hitting. Dropping down to this one as well.
Oh my god! Okay, I take it all back. I said nothing. Oh, I just cast a curse the survivors, and now they're getting forward slugs.
Bro, they're gonna be so mad.
Nah.
And they find the last survivor.
The last one.
They're gonna win the set.
Oh my god. Dude.
They have to get up a survivor and they have to pick him up.
Nah.
She has to fight. She has to get Ace and she has to pick up Ace here right now, and they have to both live. Ace is gonna go down. Try. Oh, they forced the pick though. No way.
No, they're getting away.
Another locker's blocked.
Can they recover from this? This is insane.
Wait, they got Renato up as well.
Got picked. They actually recovered. There's no way.
That's incredible.
That
and everybody's back up. Okay, but Ace is still dead. They still represent a surge. They can still go down. And that doesn't get hit.
Also, the gens probably also regressed with Sarge in the meantime, so there's a little bit more time for him. And there's still 2 gens left, and I think he gets one out, and everyone is injured. He's still in a great spot, but he nearly won that game already.
True. Yeah, and this gen's been regressing the whole time because the surface went down over here. It got double surged. Unironically, Surge actually kind of beat MVP, and they find the reset!
Oh boy.
Both these survivors are boxed in here.
Sorry for doubting him.
Oh,
he knows what he's doing. More jolt value. Yeah, the one thing that is a bit odd is the lack of eruption, which is usually like a stable park, but we know all 4 other parks, so there's no eruption.
Yeah.
And he's just not kicking the gens. He's just relying on Jolt. He doesn't have time for that. Jolt is all he needs.
Oh, we found 2 killer instincts, though. I don't know. I think this is the 2 fresh survivors. No, it's okay. One of them is the slugged one.
Going for the pick now. Okay.
Hanadu did stop that gen from regressing, but things are looking kind of dire. I don't know if they're going to be able to finish a 4th. Like, that's the crazy thing. They have to finish 1 more gen just to tie. Absolutely fun. This has been such a back and forth game.
Yeah, no. Oh, I thought this was had it under control.
I did too.
I thought this is completely under control. And all of a sudden, everyone is on the floor.
Absolutely.
It was kind of like a weird decision that they doubled that gen instead of resetting, because I feel like that was still in a fine spot. But once the 2 survivors got found, it all went out of control. And there's only one standing again.
Yep. And now I'm about to say Claudette has to kind of stealth up, but I'll be honest, I don't know if he can stealth out against Dredge. Dredge gets killer instinct. They can teleport around. I don't know how. Like, of all the killers to hide against, I feel like this is the worst killer to hide against. I say they've got time. They see their slug on the ground. Got a little bit of time. I say not hearing any sign of Claudette so far, though.
Yeah. Is she gonna be able to hide for long? Oh, the pick comes through. Okay.
Finding Hanado once again, so they know that Claudette has to be somewhere in this vicinity. Oh, good patience from Hanado, though. Yeah, they actually did go for the pick as well.
Ooh.
And now nobody's on the ground. Power's about to be back up in a second, but Survivor's once again kind of pulling it through somehow.
Yeah, they're doing the cockroach tech where you just don't die.
That's one way to do it. Finding Claudette, though.
Ooh. Does she have a pallet?
She does.
One more pallet. This one is a little bit safer now.
Eventually vaulting through, and they do go down. The question is it enough time? Looks like they're resetting. We hear them checking lockers, but they left. No, they didn't. And the reset does not come through completely. Renato is still injured. Taking the body block, though. Going into the side of the room. They have a pallet to get to. But then again, against Dredge, this is not the safest pallet in the world. I think the Dredge won the mind game. That'll be Renato going down in the corner once again.
Yeah.
With the pickup on Cloud,
Yeah.
they're just going to go for the kill here.
I mean, to be honest, is there any gen purse whatsoever? I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either.
So yeah, at this point, the survivors are gonna have a really hard time. They're injured. They have no progress. Getting one more gen done here is gonna be so hard.
But I would say
Another death hit.
I would say downright impossible practically, but
Oh my god, I feel so bad. I said this felt so without a plan, but I take it all back. He definitely knew what he was doing, and Jolt did come through big time.
oh yeah. It's crazy because I would generally agree. Like, Eruption's the way to go. Jolt is good, but it's not going to do the job. But honestly, it ended up working in their favor. One server out of the game now, and back to looking for their like you said, just cockroaches trying to find someone. You know what? If I was a survivor in this game, I would take cockroach as a term of endearment. I might even say a compliment. Because that means I ain't dying.
No, they're surviving no matter what.
They find somebody. They did try to work on a gen. Got a little bit of progress, but as soon as they go down, that's just going to be another surge. I will say the other benefit to this, instead of Eruption, is that you get 8 procs of surge. You only get 4 eruptions.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh, they see the killer instinct on the survivor. They can't hide. That's going to be the 4K2.
Strong.
It's absolutely crazy.
Dominant performance all the way through.
Completely agree. And somehow, some way, Bombom is going to beat out the S tier in set 1. That is incredible.
Dredge better than Blight, confirmed.
Don't tell anybody that. They're gonna nerf Dredge now. Or buff Blight.
Who knows?
But regardless, just now looking for Hanadu, who has been slugged out on the ground for so long.
Yeah. He's 1 minute left, but I'm sure he's going to be able to find him, right?
So the only thing that's going to matter is if they get Hatch. As of right now, they represent 1 stage. So 1 stage, 1 bleed out, that's the same points. And Hatch spawned right beside Dredge.
Damn.
That is going to be 4K2. Bleed out will result in a stage.
Good job by the Dredge player. Very well played. Good executed. Snowballed. Like, honestly, that was such a different, like, I don't know, different playstyle from what people usually do. And that was very interesting. He did not go for the meta, okay, I'm going to get one out. I'm not going to do anything else. I'll just get one play out and then I'll play the 3-1. He kind of like played around it and it kind of worked out. And he still got the tunnel out at some point and then he caught, yeah, that was incredible.
Yeah, I
like
agree.
He nearly 4-man slugged. Like, what?
Yeah.
That's unheard of. On Dredge.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I completely agree. They didn't go for a tunnel initially. In fact, I think the first person they hooked, I think, was Hanadu. Then they found Ace. And then, like, after a little bit of, like, decision-making over 2 minutes, they decided to tunnel out Ace, which usually that shouldn't work.
Yeah.
But I guess they just kept survivors on their feet so much. And again, I guess maybe the application of Surge just getting so many hits randomly was enough. And that will be the bleed out confirmed. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for trial number 3. It's gonna be the Executioner coming in from Bombom. And just as a side note, Hens did have to go and do some other things as these games took way longer than we had anticipated at all. These games have gone on for 15 to 20 minutes apiece, which is not something we usually allocate for. So thank you so much for joining us. And if you haven't, go check them out. They are a lovely individual, do some great content on their own. But with that said, we are back in for the... Oh my goodness, an amazing M2 coming in right off the bat here from the Executioner. Losing sight of the Survivor immediately as it seems like it's a lucky break Survivor. And indeed, seeming... Oh, spoke too soon. Maybe not as lucky of a break as they'd hope, but missing the M2 again. Instead finding Hanadu. And we'll be going for another sweet shot. Again, it is double range add-ons, not the usual range add-on plus duration of rights. Instead being double. We see Ruin regressing this gen already. Let's say find Laura getting a tag. The M2's coming in and doing some work here right off the bat. Faking the M2. Looks like they have a shot here. Will they take the shot? Looks like they will. Beautiful double back though from Laura. However, now expecting them to go to the left, but holding W and going straight. And I believe that might have been Lithe getting such... Yeah, I'm about to say Lithe coming in, getting them a lot of distance in the back, trying to go for a shot, but the God Pallet will go down, and they are not to be seen otherwise. Trying to listen, but I think she might have been a little bit to the right. Say, not a safe spot to be, though. Double range coming in and getting the down as the reset comes in on Nancy. Ruin is still available. Looks like Hanadu going to get their reset as well. However, first gen on its way. Pain Res might, however, be interrupting it. No, not a Pain Res. Ruin starting to regress it, but not nearly enough, and that is going to be a failed skill check when they leave. 7% really rough there for the survivors, as they're not going to be able to finish that gen. It's going to be pushed away, and they've got a good hook here in the back of the map. Killer looks like going to be happy with this and secure a second stage, possibly. Looking around for survivors. They see Nancy. Nancy going to take a tag. Narrowly dodging the punishment there. Trying to go for a long shot, but not, even with double range, it's not going to be quite enough. Taking a shot through the wall, but does not seem like anybody's over there. Nobody trying to finish that gen just yet. Nancy going back to main building. Gen still regressing. Looks like Ace was actually here. Trying to maybe bait them out to come in, but not going to happen. Do we see a survivor rotating around for the end? It looks like Hanadu is stealthing out, trying to get close. We see Fixated. Not Fixated, I'm sorry. We see scratch marks that were left there, and yeah. Not doubling back inside. Looks like they're going to try to go for the hook trade here. Second stage not secured, but they will end up getting hook trade. First gen going down. Chase ensuing on Laura. Doubling over the top. Trying to use it for Lithe with the bar time duration still up while it was able to. And they do get some good distance away from the killer, but is it enough? Dropping a second pallet. This is actually a pretty good setup if they try to chain this, but I'd say eventually, especially with the M2 available, it's going to be inevitable. Ruin, however, getting cleansed. Here comes the second hit and going down. Not going for the pickup, instead just going for right for the tunnel out. Ace coming in to pick up Hanadu. Nancy working away on this generator. Again, no pain resonance coming in just yet. And that should be able to allow Nancy to complete the generator. Scratch marks in the area, possibly going for a shot, but not going to hit. Ace, however, does beat the killer back towards this hook, most likely. However, no, they won't, and Ace is going to be called off from it. Second gen is secured. Taking their time to kick this pallet. They've got the time. They can honestly wait this out, make sure Survivor's out of the game. Ace is actually going to be fully running back away from this hook. And we'll take a tag for their efforts as well. All three survivors are injured, which means that as of this moment, there is no meaningful way for the survivor to get off the hook. They are dead. Barely, narrowly dodging. But I say if they had hit the other door, they might have had it, but I think they went for the wrong one. And this is looking to be a very dead Lara Croft at 2 gens complete. Possibly being doubled up on a third generator. No, single manning Ronaldo in this corner, about to complete the one by the exit gate. 50% on another one, so survivors are accepting that this is going to be the scenario, but Ace still being in the area, make sure to keep the killer honest. And it is looking pretty... well, actually, this could be anyone's game. The killer doesn't have an insane amount of map pressure. Everybody is injured, though. I imagine Nancy will be able to finish the gen, so it looks like 4 gens will be done at the very least. Nice shot coming in, but Hanadu reading it perfectly. Another great dodge coming in. Staying in the line of sight. Definitely want to try and take as much of this aggro as possible. And they will hold W. There is no God Pallet left. Looks like they're going to be getting a reset on Nancy. I imagine Ace is also there getting reset momentarily. And that is going to be... this is what might cost them. They're not finishing the generator that she was working on. And that might be costly as if this is a pain resonance. I don't know if they're ever going to be able to finish it. Once again, not a pain resonance. It's very surprising, I mean, for this killer not utilizing that. Effectively only had Corrupt and Ruin this entire game. They haven't kicked a gen. They haven't used a pain res. And I guess maybe the opportunities really never presented itself. I'm wondering if maybe the pain resonance is the unfortunate RNG. Maybe just on the opposite side of the map and the chases have never really taken place over there. There's only 2 gens on this side. It's like Nancy rotating around possibly for the unhook. Ace will be in charge of finishing this generator. And they will be able to. Honestly, given the circumstances, survivors are in a pretty decent spot. 2 gens back here that they are between. But if the killer, I'm gonna say, if the survivors wanted to, you could just let them have the death stage and just go and double the gen in the back. They do go for the unhook, however, as soon as the killer is a good distance away. And it looks like the killer wants to rotate over, check out this generator. But as I say, you hear this killer coming from a long ways away. There's no terrorists to be hide, and survivors turns out very stealthy on this map. However, Ace not pre-running at all, will be caught out here. And they will take attack over the pallets. Not going back inside. Looks like they are going to come back. It looks like they're going to be, yeah, looking to apply Eruption here. 3v1 is in full swing as 2 survivors have successfully reset and Ace has gotten back to the other side of the map. No? Ace hanging out in center. Pyramid Head none the wiser. Looks like survivors are doubling up on the gen in this back. Looks like they'll be going to find Hanadu, but I think they might have still thought, yeah, fighting Nancy instead will take no hit from the M2. And Killer's gonna come back here, apply Eruption to this generator. I see scratch marks back here from Hanadu, but you can't leave this gen for too long. I don't know if you have time for a good chase. But I say if Hanadu even wastes 20 seconds or so, that might be more than enough. So you've got to go for a shot at some point. They're going to get caught over here and be forced back a little bit. But if Nancy goes back to that generator, they need this M2 to hit now. And it is! It hits! Stopping Nancy from completing the gen, most likely. And revealing them they're going straight for the hook, though. Do they go for basement? They desperately need a pain resonance right now, because even if they stop Nancy's gen, Ace is well underway. They need some good regression. And that will be their first pain resonance of the game. And by the looks of it, it hits Nancy's gen, which means they're going to be going to Ace. Ace is injured, so they could potentially get a tap. Nancy coming in immediately for the unhook, though, on Hanadu. Yeah, but I say you've got to go back and immediately apply Eruption to this again. We see Ace leaving. Ooh, but bounce landing coming in most likely. Yep, that will be a bounce landing into the back of the map. Meaning their gen is still untouched. Getting the tag through the wall, though. That's an amazing hit. And opting not to go for it, thinking that maybe it's better to hook the server, maybe get a pain resonance from them. As the survivors are back on the gen, only 50% on Hanadu's gen that Nancy was working on originally. Nancy once again rotating back run, trying to get the unhook on the survivor. Looks like they might be trying to aim for a pain resonance in the corner here. Yeah, it's gonna be the same once. It's gonna be a pain resonance, which means it hits Ace's generator. Honestly, saving these pain resonance towards the end of the game might have actually been a huge boon for the killer. Another eruption being used on the generator at the moment. Both survivors are healthy, so they can still pull this back. Eventually, you're going to run out of pain resonance. Beautiful tag. Narrowly. Honestly, survivor almost might have dodged it. We're just managing not to. Nadu hovering. But that means, yeah, Nancy is cranking away on the generator. But I say the killer has to be careful here. That gen's going to pop any moment. And this is first. They're leaving the hook. That means they get the unhook. That means it's going to be too late for them to get this. Survivors are going to get the last gen, and they're not going to have a chase to go off of. Adrenaline proccing on Ace. Nancy is full health too. Renato being sent to get the exit gate done in the meantime. They will find Hanadu at the exit gate, but the survivor's already been hooked. Nancy is the survivor they're going to try and get out of this game. Hanadu wasting as much time as possible. They will go down in the corner. Phenomenal job from the survivors, and that is going to be at least one survivor out, possibly 2. All depends on where Ace is. Ace is nearby, so it looks like they'll be swapping in possibly to go for... Oh my goodness, killer not even turning around to see Ace. Going back to the other side of the map. This could even be a 2-out. If the survivors play this really correctly, this could still be a 2-out. Don't know if these are like Crow in main resettling, which means the survivors were there at one point. It's going to be a 2 out. Ace was working on the door the entire time. Nancy's going to be able to get it. That is 4 stages, a fresh out. That is a whole bunch of points to add to the killer in the end. All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. We're loading in for trial number 4. It is going to be the Ghostface on Larry's. Ghostface killing for silence. And so just a quick heads up, we are really sorry for the interruption, but because this game started so late, they didn't expect it to go this long, and so they actually had to find another person to come in and play because they didn't allocate it. And honestly, from Minister's side, we understand. So we're letting them play it out, and we are back in. Just had a bit of a delay there, so sorry for that. That said, early tag coming in, and turns out we waited so long that Pally randomly morphed out of existence into thin air. So welcome back, Fred. How you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. How you doing?
I'm a little bit exhausted because these games have been really long today. Like, we're talking 15-20 minute game average, but regardless, 2 servers taking sloppy butcher hits, Ruin getting cleansed within the first minute of the game. Kind of an active start for both sides, but they do find a survivor over here. Looks like they found Feng, and this might be an early down, which is exactly what Ghostface is looking for.
Yeah, but Ruin getting cleansed that early in the game on Larry's is a bad omen.
True.
And if you're that exhausted, you should have brought Vigil. I'm just saying.
I mean, they might have brought Vigil. We don't know just yet. Actually, they did bring Vigil. In fact, yeah, Nia has Vigil, so congratulations.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, so they're not as exhausted. You know what? Take that. Anyway, Pain Res coming in and stopping the most regret. What? I swear I just saw. Yeah, about to say they just walked past the survivors, so.
Yeah, you saw what
tag.
I saw. Okay.
Yeah, no, they were tucked into that corner there, and Killer's like, hold on. However, that's 3 survivors injured, no resets coming in yet, and it looks like they found the server. They got off hook, so this is gonna be the tunnel out happening really soon. Again, no stalks really coming in. Sometimes the Killer would just, afford to stalk this and then leave them all together, but they're gonna be continuing on.
Oof. Giving the Killer some really strong pallets here too.
That's a fair point. Looks like server is still in the wing working on that generator. No gens completed just yet. And they do have God pallet. Oh, going down underneath it though.
That's a rough pallet to get mind gamed at.
Instantly going for the pick, and that's going to be second coming in for Feng. Gen in the corner, still not as much progress as they were hoping. They do finish the first generator though. And we do sign 2 survivors next to each other, so they probably will be resetting here momentarily up at the top. Again, when it comes to these games, you have to be in a spot where they're open and you can look at both sides, but they're looking on the same side. If Ghostface snuck up behind them, they actually wouldn't recognize right now, but looks like they're just stalking around the perimeter.
Obviously, we have Sloppy in play here too.
Oh,
obviously, for Ghostface, you need that.
I would say any stealth killer on these maps. We've seen a couple of games today. And the games where Sloppy was not taken, I feel like were the worst ones, disregarding the Billy. But like Spirit, for instance, didn't take Sloppy, had 2 stages out, and then Wraith came in and absolutely cleaned up shop. So, yeah,
That's
Sloppy
my boy.
doing some good work, wasting a lot of surviving for the survivors. Ghostface holding down this area in the back, and I imagine if they confirm this and make it a 3v1 at 4 gens remaining, I'll be honest, I'm not really sure how the survivors come back from this. Looks like they are coming back in. Body blocks will be coming in, though. Did they get the body block? No, they didn't. And oh my goodness, they will be able to get this hook trade. Even falling back under the pallet. That was
We're gonna go for the
perfectly
tunnel.
executed. No, they're gonna go reapply. Oh, but they missed the one.
Oh, was that an auto aim or just a whiff?
It might have been an auto aim. It's hard to say. That was really close to either, but regardless, very unfortunate. Taking the tag though, leading him away, and yeah, but I say they don't actually go for the tunnel out. Second gen being done in the meantime.
Oof.
And we do see the Belmont under the pallet.
I think they were going for the tunnel out. They just scratch marks being scratch marks. They lost track.
It's very possible. They also might have wanted to make sure that they keep people injured. It was kind of a free tag.
True.
And they might have still been able to find Feng. They did. Feng going all the way to the corner. They eventually found the latent track marks. Nia here to take a hit tank, but that means everyone's going to be injured. They can go pick up Trevor and try to get a reset. And yeah, they're not going to go for the hit tank, and they're just going to let Feng do her own thing. No pickup yet either. Nia is actually still in the area to take a hit if they need to, so Survivor's doing a really good job bringing this back because Ghostface had a phenomenal start. There's the pickup.
It's a very
Nia.
difficult mind game to play.
Oh, trying to get the hit across. Oh my
That would have been
goodness.
cheeky.
Yeah, Nia's still here to take this hit tank as well. Survivor's actually bringing this back.
Oof. I can see how this could be very frustrating for our Ghostface here.
Just a little bit. Trevor does get a reset. However, not able to reset Claudette in the meantime. God Pallet is still up. Gonna drop this. That's it. Gens weren't being worked on this whole time. I think they have to break that pallet.
Yeah, otherwise that is an incredibly insane loop if they don't break that pallet.
Yeah, especially with this pallet here. They can vault across. And then they can still make it.
You will
lost
catch
Chase.
them, but... Yep. Yep.
There's a head coming in too!
Oh, hitting them in the face with the locker door.
That's incredible. I'm about to say, now you got to go and reapply this pressure everywhere. Trevor revealing, but will take an M1 through the window. Claudette coming back around. Kicking the gen, but no eruption.
I'm curious why we're not seeing any stalking. We haven't seen any stalking at all.
That's very true, and that might actually be what's going to cost them in the end. Is yeah, usually you either stock a little bit, or you know 99 a whole bunch of people and then try and go for a snowball. But not seeing any of that.
Yeah, you're not really wasting a lot of time by using your stock, so like there's no downside.
Nia was able to actually get with her and reset. Getting the Palisade as well.
Oh no.
Fang is still here. But I say if they, well, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, I think the ping is actually pretty bad, so you don't want to try and check spot that. But
Yeah, and I'm also very surprised that we haven't seen another 2 gens get done yet.
they've been really doing their best to reset and protect it again. The Survivor's taking this very, very slowly, being methodical about it. Again, against these Ghostface games or these stealth games, you really want to play as methodically as possible. You can't really afford to go crazy. And again, hit tank
Nia's
coming
back.
in. Oh my goodness, Nia's playing this so well.
Holy moly. She came out of nowhere.
Absolutely. Another pallet being dropped. This is where I would agree. At this point, we should see 2 gens fire any moment now.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And there might even be one sitting at 50% somewhere else too.
Possible. I'd be surprised. Oh, they got stuck though at the.
Oh.
That is going to be Death Hook coming in finally for Nia, but I mean, for Fang. But how much time was wasted? Resets coming in. And I think the real question is, is there a 3-gen? I don't think there is. Oh, there is not even
That
close.
That is pretty far from a 3-gen. There are 3 gens on the map, ladies and gentlemen.
There are in fact 3 gens. One in a corner, one in the opposite corner, and one somewhere in the middle.
Yep. Catch a flight to Guadalajara for that generator.
Yep, and
Holy
Survivors
moly.
have reset too. This killer has effectively no pressure whatsoever. And again, not going for any kind of stock at all. They have both Philly and the drop leg sheath. No Olsen's wallet. And they're still not stalking.
Wow. That's a strange decision. Did they forget they're playing Ghostface?
I'm not
don't
really
know.
sure what the thought process here. It really doesn't seem like this is the play. Ooh, good mind game coming in. Vaulting back over again, but they do go down. That will be first hook coming in for Claudette. But this gen has so
Like
much
I was trying to
progress.
say, you're not wasting any time by stalking. Like it really doesn't slow you down enough to warrant not at least trying to get some value out of it.
True, but now
So-
we're getting to that situation where despite the fact that, yeah, we saw Trevor with a significant amount of progress on their gen, this is starting to look like where the killer might still be able to take over because, again, they can stealth out. The Survivors don't truly know at any given time where the killer is until he reveals himself. So Survivors have to play on their toes. It's a 3v1. There's 2 people that aren't hooked right now. The killer can technically bring this back now. So that's why they're trying to stall for so long. But again, given the win condition, this is going to be so close.
I mean, at the end of the day, the game is
There's
not
the
over
stalking.
until they walk out the exit gate.
Yeah, exactly. There's the stock finally coming in, and a good amount of it, to be sure.
Ooh.
I say this is where Philly's going to come in really handy, getting that extra stock. I say they're 99 now. They're actually going to go for the exposure. Good fake read from the survivor, and Ghostface will continue on to Trevor here.
Yep.
Still got pallets to waste. Reset did come through on Claudette. Mind Game's coming in, but Trevor reading perfectly. Immediately going for the break. I will say one thing too is this. Oh, nasty hit through the window. Survivor might be disagreeing with that one. But even if this is a pain res to stop this gen from progressing, the big reason survivors were doing good last time was because they got a fresh hook out. If this killer hooks every single survivor, they actually might be in a realm where the points still end up coming back to their favor. And it looks like that is going to be a pain res. And actually in the vicinity of the survivors, so they're right back on a chase if they want to. They need to preserve Nia. Nia is the one that cannot be hooked now, but Nia's the one that just got found.
Ooh.
They're the only unhooked survivor.
If I'm this Ghostface, I'm committing to this Nia. That fresh hook means the world right now.
Absolutely, I would tend to agree.
Oh my goodness. I'm invested in this, man.
Yeah, Nia running around, running back into the killer, though. Not a very safe pallet. And that will be first hook coming in for Nia. Survivors, again, I think this might even be a pain resonance again. Once again, keeping the most progressed gen off. Trevor is going to be there immediately for the unhook, though, if they so choose. And they are going to immediately go for the pull. Claudette found in the wing. She's the only healthy survivor left. Will they go for stock? No, they're just going to... Surely you stock here. Nope, they're just going to go for the M1. Again, Sloppy Butcher going to be doing a lot of work.
Yep. In that moment, the Claudette really just does want to make sure she tanks the hit instead of letting them stock, in my opinion.
No, I completely agree. Yeah, Claudette played that correctly. There's just not a lot of pallets left to work with. They don't quite make it back to the center. But however, there is no Scourge hooks left. However, I think with this hook, even if all three survivors get out, that...
Even if, yeah.
But I think this gen has a lot of progress, but not nearly enough. I think Silence is going to pull through and get set number 2, which means set number 3 will be coming in shortly. Especially if they can down this Trevor and get the hook, that should be enough for a win. Yep, and down they go.
Our Ghostface is now on point with these mind games too.
Mm-hmm. A lot of the guys
a bit of a rough start.
Oh, but they actually finished the last generator.
You are cornered, my dear. You are absolutely cornered.
Yeah, there is no way Nia's getting out of this game. This is looking to be a 4K 0.
Which is a respectable result. It's a respectable result for a Ghostface on any map.
Yeah, I think 4K, it's either like a really snowbally, like 4K 1, or you see stages get out. So 4K 0 is about in that same range, so really well fought to both sides. But again, the win con the survivors needed to be a lot more brave and brazen, and they did do a good job keeping that survivor alive for as long as possible, but in the end, just not enough. There's the mid ball coming back, and that will be Nia going down. Interesting that they're not going to go immediately for the hook. I mean, obviously, again, any and all points here is still winning for Silence, but definitely would have thought they would just go for the hook there immediately.
I mean, even if, I mean, they're losing hook states, right? If they don't get the hooks here. Am I right?
I believe there are 2 hook stages apiece on these survivors remaining, which would mean, yes, they would be missing out on 2 potential points total, but again, they still win. It would only come down to if the last one was a tie, but again, set 1 was a win by 2 points.
Okay.
So this is more than enough points to set it in Silence's favor. So again, going into set 3, if it's a tie, Silence wins by default. So Bombom has to actually outright win set number 3. They can't afford to tie it.
Okay.
Yeah, any and all points here are just extra. Again, I don't know why they didn't go and hook Nia, but you know they're playing out. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna. Nope. All right, they're gonna go for the full points. They're going for style.
Style points. Love it. I respect it.
Another long game slowly coming to conclusion. As it looks like this game is once again going to be on par. It's going to be about a 15-minute game.
Yep.
Now just trying to find Nia. I don't know if they're going to be able to find her or not. And obviously, even if Nia escapes through hatch here, it's not going to be enough. I think the only scenario that would have been meaningful is if the survivor bled out on the floor and then the hatch spawned under the other one, at which point it's not nearly as many points, but even then it wouldn't be enough to bring it too close. So yeah, this will solidify it. Going into tie breaks. And yeah, Bombom has to outright win set number 3. A tie will result in Silence taking the victory due to overall point accrual. I haven't used the word accrual in a long time.
That's one of those words that's not used nearly enough.
Absolutely. But that will be all there is for set number 2. And we'll be moving into set number 3 very shortly. Again, hopefully this time with... Alright, welcome back to Champions of the Fog, everyone. We're loading in for set number 3 on Ormond. It is going to be the Singularity. And I have seen Singularity here a couple of times. I'm really curious how this one's going to play out. Again, Blight definitely is going to be super strong, but Singularity is one of the few killers I think, especially given the circumstances, could potentially show up.
Oh yeah, especially on Ormond. Ormond, I've been told by some Hux mains, is actually a fairly decent map for Hux. So we'll see.
Absolutely, getting the first slipstream tag onto Alucard. Media teleport as well.
I get so invested watching Hux gameplay, and I can't even help it.
That's entirely fair. EMP coming in, getting rid of the slipstream on Alucard, but again, Alucard going to be running up top. They have pallet if they want it. Actually, do get the shots.
My goodness.
Interesting, they're going to be swapping up. No Slobby Butcher, so the hit and run is not going to be as strong as normal.
We have an awful corrupt. Oh my goodness.
It is not ideal. No Ruin either. Going to be keeping these survivors off the gens. Just barely missing the chance to get that survivor slipstreams. Setting up a new biopod in the meantime.
I was gonna say, did he miss this person? Because I did see them.
Doesn't seem like they did. Yeah, not going for the window vault. Will get the EMP off, it looks like, though. No, they didn't end up using it at all. That's very surprising. Not dropping the pallet either. Greeting it and going down.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So if she dropped that pallet, he was still in slipstream. He would have broken it immediately. It's almost a waste of a pallet.
Possibly.
It's a decent pallet.
I guess maybe hoping that the killer swung through it, but doesn't seem to be the case, though. They did, yeah, they did EMP that one. Pop going off on this generator. Looking around, not seeing anybody in the vicinity, though. Not a bad gen setup.
Looks like an eruption, too.
True, true. It does make a little bit of sense. I guess that's what they traded out Slobby for, but it's still interesting they didn't bring Slobby Butcher.
Yeah, absolutely. My goodness. Staying relatively intimate with the hook there, too.
Does make sense. You've got a little bit of pressure you can exert around the area.
And a decent 3-gen in the general area as well.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe a 4-gen.
Maybe.
Again, when you're Singularity, everywhere is a 3-gen, so...
To some degree. Nia teasing the slipstream there. But unless someone runs it last second, yeah, it looks like this will be stage 2 secured.
Absolutely worth it.
I think so. Survivors are making good use of it, though, it seems. Oh, but taking a tag through the...
Ooh. I think that's a mistake. In that situation, you just take the hit and don't drop the pallet.
Yeah, they may have not realized, but yeah, definitely a bit of a panic. Meg nowhere to be seen. Nia getting pushed off of this as they did get slipstreamed. This is starting to quickly fall into a situation where we're still at 5 gens. They've got eruption on several. Survivors need to actually get a gen done ASAP. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, it ain't looking good. It ain't looking good.
They do finish one, but that means that we know where one survivor is. They know where the other 2 are. Alucard still can be teleported to. Here comes the survivor coming in for the unhook, the hook trade, and there will be a last-second hook trade. However, Eruption is going to proc on everything, and you can go for the tunnel, leaving a slug in play.
We are going to go for the pally tech.
Does seem to be the case. They do get an EMP, though, denying the ability to get the slipstream off. Oh, but there's already one inside of Shack. Teleport coming in on Alucard. And they don't get away in time. Second gen going down, leaving another slug on the road. Actually, this is snowball potential. Getting another EMP, though, on the Shack one is huge. As that means he can go get the pickup on Meg.
I love watching Hux gameplay. I don't know if I've said that. Have I said that enough?
At least once per game, which at this point I think is warranted. Hux games are phenomenal to watch. We do love a good Singularity. And survivors, to their credit, are definitely fighting back a bit.
Oh, yeah.
I would go and kill that Claudette. I'm surprised they haven't committed to that.
Yeah, absolutely. She's dead on hook. You're at 3 gens. That you kill that Claudette, you're in a great position as a Singularity.
Absolutely. They get the unhook on Alucard. They might be worried that maybe the survivor came in for a hit take, but I think Claudette's long gone. Yeah, they went on the outside, and that might have been...
Ooh. The prediction.
Really good job. Keeping him kind of tucked in there. Getting another slipstream off. Does it? Trying to get a teleport, but not going to happen. EMP going off as well. Coming in, reapplying pop and eruption on the generator.
Last couple seconds of pop, too.
True, true.
How do you see this match going?
As of right now...
Looking at what you see now.
So, if they don't find Claudette in the next 10 seconds... I'm going to begin to think that survivors have a good shot. No, there's Claudette in the corner. All the pressure that has been exerted so far has been absolutely destructive from... Oh, they bumped into him. Okay, this is looking like it's going to go back to Singularity's favor. They've got so much pressure coming in. Survivors are going to be doubling up on this generator. However, Meg on a separate generator as well. I think this is still 4K territory for the killer, but it's going to be a 4K1.
It's going to be close.
No way they get that hit tank. No! She's dropping!
Oh, no.
Because they knew the hit tank wasn't going to happen. They were trying to get that last second pain res. Okay, never mind. As of right now, survivors are very much back in control. As soon as you pick up Claudette, she's going to wiggle off. You have to go for someone else. That was a huge, huge play from Nia coming in and, you know, obviously threatening the body block, and they absolutely would have if the killer committed.
Also a result of greed on the killer's part. Which
just a little bit.
Risk reward, right?
I think they really wanted that pain res. I mean, obviously, I think they understood that 2 gens were going to pop if they didn't get that pain res, but now it's kind of punishing the killer. As not only did they not get pain res, they don't have their death hook, which means 4 survivors still in the game. Survivors do reset as well.
Oof.
This is actually starting to look pretty dire. Finding it in the back, but EMP right as they went for the teleport. Reapplying the slipstream from the biopod, vaulting through. Nia might take a tag here, but they get the pickup on Claudette. I think you have to leave this chase. I don't think you can commit to this. There's no way you commit to this.
There's no way. You can't.
Yeah, and they messed it
Especially now.
This is going to be tough.
Our Hux here had this securely in their favor, and it's amazing how fast things can flip.
Yeah, they had the 4K1 if they really wanted to, I think, and now we're looking at stages getting out.
Yep.
Okay, barring some incredible mistakes from the survivors, this is going to be stages out.
Yeah, and those mistakes are incredibly unlikely to be happening. And we're talking a series of mistakes.
Oh, yeah, no. Yeah, absolutely. And I don't think the Star is going to give us to them.
Oof.
Let's say there is no pallet back here anymore, but I don't think it matters. Meg will end up going down, but at what cost? There's no eruption to be taking place. They need a pain res. Nia on a separate generator. Alucard on another. Claudette hanging out, rotating in for the unhook. How do you stop both these generators from firing? You need way more pressure. Like, obviously, this is going to be a pain res.
There it is.
So Alucard's gen will get hit, most likely. Yeah, we do see that. But both him and Nia are well underway on their respective generators. And this killer, despite the fact that they have great map pressure, can't be in two places at once.
And at this point, it's just a matter of time.
Agreed. I say they have to go check on the one at Shack, but you've only
Shack's
got one
gonna be done
direction.
by the time he gets there.
It's very possible, and they might actually be realizing that it's like, okay, I need to find Nia instead. But again, EMP in hand is gonna prevent that. There's the reset coming in because of second wind on Meg. Alucard's gonna be finishing their gen any moment now, and there's no way to back this killer up. There it is, and that'll be final gen complete. Again, no Noed, and considering they're gonna be following up with Blight, this is not the result you wanted to see if you're the killer.
Yeah. Although to be fair, Ormond isn't exactly a great map for Blight either, so that could be the offset.
I think it's objectively a much better map for Blight than Singularity at this point, given the you got map mobility, another
That's
EMP
true.
coming in, body blocks coming in as well. Is this gonna be a 4-stage or 4-out?
Yeah, I think we're getting a 4 out here.
It looks like it's gonna be a 4-out. Everyone is slipstreamed. Yeah, it's gonna be a 4-out. That's insane.
That's frustrating for this killer, I can tell.
Yeah.
That's hard. That's hard. That's rough.
All right, everyone, welcome back to Champions of the Fog. So, fun fact, we loaded in for another game, and then that one also crashed. So, you know, third time is a charm. Blight rush across the map, already seeing Claudette get into a locker, hiding away. And Ace being, once again, the first one to take chase. This time with a hill instead of a bunch of pallets, so a little bit worse for wear. Getting a pallet stun, though.
It was a good fake on the pallet stun there.
It was.
Jumping into the main building window here, the God window. He's got to break it with his brutal strength here.
No progress on these generators in the back just yet. Ruin not yet cleansed. And also, worth noting, this is a completely opposite corrupt as what we saw last time. This corrupt is literally the 3 different corners of the map.
Yeah, this is, you know, he had that unicorn corrupt at first, but the fact is it's Blight. It doesn't really matter.
That's pretty valid, and yeah, able to take a tag off the top. We were able to confirm that it was a player crashing, despite the fact that it looked like they loaded in. Reps reviewed it, and it does show them in fact crashing. It just the game doesn't register them crashing, which normal.
Yeah.
Ooh, Hanato does see Ruin though if they call it up to their teammates. I honestly don't know if I would have rushed there, and it might actually cost them this down. Crouch tag!
Oh,
I don't know why they didn't just
God,
go for the M1.
that hurts.
Why did they use their power?
that was. This is gonna sound mean, but that was such an unnecessary use of your power.
It really was. Ooh, good attempt there. The balance is not working out for them, but eventually going down. One gen, though, popping as one hook comes in.
My goodness.
You hear that gen being worked on in the back, so Ruin is regressing it. Must have been a gen doubled up on. Actually, middle being doubled up on now. I don't know if it's going to be enough after this killer hooks if they're going to be able to get back there immediately. Yeah, they are going to be rushing back. I say they are somewhere. It is a bug that we can't see where the killer is.
Yeah. The killer is not, in fact, getting intimate at the.
The killer is not, in fact, watching over these survivors healing.
That was a good shot.
That
was a good shot.
Surreal. Yeah, we hear them in chase. There they are. The you know,
Out of
Blight got a
nowhere.
buff. They removed Hug Tech, but they gave him Nurse.
Gave him blinks.
Yep. So they are back
That would
in
be
chase.
horrifying.
That would be terrifying. Please no. Ruin does go down. Survivor though does not have balance landing. Do they get through this window? No, they do not. And that's gonna be second down coming in. As a Survivor can go and start working on this generator now. But the killer does have backup.
Oof. And I don't believe our Blight has pain resonance, so...
Of course not, no. That is banned.
Oh,
No
yeah,
pain
that's
res.
true. I don't... You know what? This is only the second Blight game I've called in comp, so... There you go.
Oh, really? Okay. Yeah,
Yep.
Pain Res is banned on almost every S tier in the game. However, this killer does have Eruption. However, look at this. Survivor's actually doing gens really effectively at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Still a very tall order for our survivors here, but it is doable.
Absolutely. Look at this gen firing away too. Missing the collision, bumping right
Ooh.
back. Oh, now they have to wait for all 5 charges to reset. However, this is Eruption applied to 3 different gens, but they finished the middle one. Okay, don't tell me that we're about to witness a Christmas miracle coming out from Silence and Survivor Squad. There's no way.
Miracle on Mount Ormond Avenue?
You know, that's actually really good. It's not even a dagger. This is good. Oh my goodness, crouch checking the pallet for the vacuum. They have long wall access. Is this the Survivor with Lithe? I don't think it is. I think they're the Sprint Burst player. Great fake coming in from Hanadu, making... Honestly, they're making this chase last way longer than SD right to. However,
Yep.
there's a tag. They have to split up. They have to go stop the gen. No, they're not. They're going to go straight for the down. They finish it before the eruption can proc.
That hurts.
This is
Oh my
not
goodness.
going the way that this killer wants it to. This is... Survivors are playing this insanely well.
Yeah, they are.
However, the main thing here to watch out for is that the killer... Wait, no, that's not a fresh hook. Let's say if they fresh hook a couple times, they're fine. But again, Survivors still not in a good spot. You have to get so many stages out this game in order to make this win.
Yeah, it's still a very, even at this point, a very tall order for these survivors.
Absolutely. Ace does take a tag. Blight going to be pushed off of their generator. Will take a tag as well. 3 charges needing to recharge here. And the killer can set up in this corner, applying eruption back to the generator. There's no 3-gen though.
There isn't, but the saving grace of that is that it is Blight.
True.
So
Ooh, good pallet stun.
3-gens are always good for any killer, but for Blight, they matter a lot less than most killers.
She fake
Oh.
dropping!
Oh my God!
There's no way! That might be
That
one of
was
the best plays of all
beautiful.
time.
That was beautiful.
Killer not wanting to commit to this because they know Sarah's once again zoned into the back. She's going to... I don't think they realized they ran into the corner over here.
I am in awe over that bait. Oh my God.
Going for the pick. They're 70-80% on this generator. But nothing else. To be fair, they have reset. There's still a chance to come back, but this is going to be really tough. Because as of right now, I think this is currently tied points. There's the deliverance coming from Claudette, though. They can't really give Claudette up as a hook, though. If they give Claudette up as a hook, I think that's enough points.
And if she's got deliverance, there's a high likelihood of decisive strike, I would say.
Usually not anymore. It used to be back in the day, yes. The body blocks from Renato. Oh, but they hit him on the corner.
Got him.
About to say, no flashlight save coming in, and
That was close.
think that might be enough points right there. That's 2 different survivors. I think that's 13 points to the killer total, and this previous killer had 11. The 5th generator falling, though. Here's the thing. I think Claudette has to get out. I think if you want to have a shot at this, you have to get Claudette out that door.
What do they all have to leave?
I think they do.
Okay,
It was
so that's going to be next to impossible. Because it's Blight. They are pretty far, decently far from both doors. That's going to be very difficult to do.
Yeah, like, obviously, Nancy has to get out. You cannot give up Nancy. Yeah, all the... But I say, yeah, you gotta...
It has to be Ace and Hanatu that go in to try and get a save, but even then,
need the third
I don't
person.
think it's possible. Yeah.
I'm not sure they have the points. That's gonna be...
They're just gonna leave.
I think, yeah, I guess you have to. There's no way to get that survivor out the exit gate if we're being completely honest. We'll double check the points, folks. Again, this is not set in stone. Obviously, Killer got denied a whole bunch of points here in the end, but I don't know if it's enough for silence. It's one more point for... That's how many stages out? That's 6 stages out. Yeah.